बटन चेक कर लेना on button to start भी करना है
Are we in the picture?
okay
Are you ready? Okay, I've switched it on. I'm going to tell the people now about Isambard King of Brunel coming to Italy, where he was the engineer on 2 lines. The shortest line is here from Florence to Pistoia, which is a few miles behind me. This is the last station before Pistoia, which was the end of the line. So the line ran from Florence, Florence, as far as Pistoia. It was an easy line to build because we are on a plain between 2 mountain ranges, i.e. a very, very wide valley. The railway took about 3 years to build, from 1845 to 1848. This line was completed, the other line wasn't. Brunel was asked to build railways in other countries because at the beginning of railway mania, because England invented the railway, other countries needed British expertise to get going. So Brunel came out here with his team of engineers and built this line. You can tell I didn't take the train timetable into account. Now, in England when I go Bruneling, I drive my car everywhere. But in Italy, I didn't want to be driving a car in cities on the other side of the road. And I thought, how on earth am I going to photograph the railway lines in Italy? Until I arrived here, I was really unsure, not looking forward to it. But yesterday I devised a way of doing it. I get on the train, up and back down the line. I get on the carriage right behind the driver. And the conductor gets on and off the train with me at each station. And I've got about 10 seconds to photograph looking down the track. Because I'm right at the front of the train, and if we're in a village like this, you've got a fairly decent view down the line. Then I get back on the train. I then note where there are any overbridges so I can get elevated views. And on this track, I only found 3. This line was easy to build because it was on flat terrain. A lot of it has been embanked, so any bridges are the cheaper version, which are the underbridges, which therefore doesn't give me many opportunities to rise above these gantries of the electrified line. I've come to this little town called Monte. Shout it loud.
Montale.
Montale. I've come here because I saw an extra bridge earlier today, and I came here and I thought, I've done the whole section, but there's one bridge I've just discovered.
Montale, Province, Pistoia.
Montale, Province, Pistoia. And I found this man who was prepared to take me 3 kilometers east of here to get onto that overbridge to photograph this line. And he said he'd do it for 20 euros. I thought, well, that's affordable. But when he found out more about my work and writing the book, he gave me the money back. And also, he's going to keep me sugar-free because he's introduced me to lemon to add to water. So this is a fantastic finale of me finishing this first railway that Brunel did that has taken me 2 days. Because in Italy, I started in Mestre, where Brunel took a gondola across the lagoon to Venezia, Venice. Then I've come down to Florence, and I've done this track. Now I'm off to Genoa in northern Italy, and I want to thank you very much indeed for the help and being generous and kind to me. And if you'd like to say any few words to the camera, because you're from Pakistan and you speak some English. Yeah. So when I showed you my Brunel videos, you were interested in them. So I'm truly delightful that you'll be able to see yourself forever associated with Brunel, because you have given me the final piece of help that I needed to complete the line.
Thank you.
And we're just panning because Brunel built stations of wood at Prato and Firenze and Pistoia. nothing remains except the route which he surveyed after it was initially surveyed. So what he would do, he would send his surveyors out, they survey 2 or 3 lines, he would then check them physically, and he'd say we need a cutting here, an embankment there, an underbridge here, an overbridge there, no tunnels here. So this was a very straightforward line to build, and I'm thrilled to bits that I've done it. I hope you find Brunel initially interesting, because most people I speak to never had an idea they had associations with engineering works in Italy. And these 2 railway lines, when I photograph them, will form the end of my book, which will be ready for printing, because I will have pictures in the book for every country in which Brunel worked.